Hey, this is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird. What is up, dude? How are you today?
I'm swell. I'm doing swell. How are you, Joe?
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm doing swell as well.
Swell
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing about as fine as a pinto bean in the middle of summer.
I forgot to put that there.
I was trying to think.
For some reason, whenever I log in, it always logs me in under whatever your name is.
Yeah.
And so
same.
I just put bean to be stupid. I forgot that was there.
You should have just put bean, so it'd be pinto. I'd be pinto, and you'd be bean.
Well, on my screen, I'd be bean and you'd be pinto, so it'd be bean pinto.
That makes literally no sense. That would be idiotic. That would be so dumb of us to do. Thanks for shaving us.
You're welcome, dude. That's what I'm here for.
Hey,
dude, are you ready to get down tonight?
I'm ready to get weird. I'm ready to get real weird, dude.
A little funky. I'm ready to get down too, dude.
I see.
We got somebody hanging out with us, man, who's been around like almost since the beginning. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a source of inspiration. This guy's an awesome researcher. He goes deep. He goes real deep. Makes you think. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Joseph Daniel. What's up, brother? 509 Divine Pines.
Hey, yo, good afternoon. Welcome, man. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I love this channel. It's been a blast riding with you guys. Honestly, so fun. And being able to explore this with a sense of happiness and like being able to, smile, laugh about it with your friends. Not everything is all smiling and laughing, but hey, it's so good when you're able to explore it in the way you guys are.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. I'm digging that t-shirt, man.
Yeah, that's an old school t-shirt, dude. That's what's up. Yeah, that's a limited edition. They don't make them anymore like that.
Yeah, all we have is like a box of 250 left.
That's weird.
We try and that's how we increase the value in the market. We only release so many a year, and that just so happens to be like 2 or 3 a year. So we control that market.
Yeah,
I'll be around. Honestly, this is one of my favorite shirts. Just being able to represent it with a group of guys that's cool, that's able to understand these type of topics on a level head.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the little group that we've built around here is friggin' awesome. Like, you couldn't ask for like a better group of people to come and hang out with you.
It's awesome, man.
Hell yeah. Well, tell the people a little bit about yourself, dude. We kind of gave you a little bit of background. We've known you for a while, but like, introduce yourself to listeners.
So, I'm 28 years old. My name is Joseph Daniel Pena. All right. So, I'm born in Grandview, Washington. And just to say about Grandview, it's on a ley line energy point of Stonehenge. See, if you go to Google, you can go check out ley line grid map, and it'll show you different types of grids and where they land upon the world. And 90 minutes away from me happens to be Maryhill Stonehenge, which was in my introduction picture right off the start, the default picture right there. He got it on point. And that's it's kind of a blessing, I guess. This whole area, it's kind of mystical. So this is where I'm from, 509 Divine Pines. It's kind of divine, Washington State. If you go into the military, a lot of the military folks say that Washington State is a land with 5 seasons, meaning that you can get all 4 seasons, but every day throughout the year, you can get a random 5th, and it'll just blow your mind. Wind, hail, snow, whatever it wants. Like, that's the way it goes. So, all right. About me, I guess. See, I just to give you guys like a little bit of a description. Like, I'm a gamer. I'm an athlete. I'm a researcher. I keep it spiritual. I keep it real. I come from a military family. I'm only 5'6", so I got that short man,
Spicy.
temper. You know, I try to think big. You know, I don't keep it little. Like I see that we're all getting pushed down, so I got that Napoleon in me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
dude.
so you know, I come from a Mexican family, Latin roots, I guess, Hispanic roots. Let's see. I got some things written down just to give you guys a little bit.
Yeah, do you want to
I,
kind of
so
you guys I have
kind
some
of a little bit
photos.
of that's kind of a little bit of gist. You see, I'm a UFO contactee, an alien contactee, and that's been a huge part of my life. So this is why I'm here, really. And you know, it's been a challenge. It's been a blessing. Sometimes like a gift and a curse. As if anybody has watched the new Halo on Paramount, they call Master Chief, which is a genetically modified super soldier. They call him like an angel or a demon, just depending on who talks to him. Like,
Yeah.
so like people have
Yeah,
noticed these things on me, and I've been called the worst. I've been called the best, and you know, being able to realize that this is more than life. Like this is more to the story of humanity than we're being told. It's honestly gracious. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have like necessarily asked for these type of markings, but uh, you know, look at the world, and there's a lot of ignorant folks. This keeps people in check, and it also keeps me in check. You know, realizing that with the state of the world we're in, and
Do you know around how many marks like that you kind of have?
not as far as I know, I only have these two. Like,
Yeah, they're not
um,
easy to spot, you know, right off the bat. You
scoop
know,
oh,
scoop
they could
marks.
be anywhere.
but in the right sunlight, and if you're looking at me from the right angle, it's almost like unnoticeable. And for me personally, I get like these weird cold sensations sometimes, like shivers of like metal or something, or like some type of liquid, or I don't even know how to
Yeah.
describe it. It almost feels like it's connected right there sometimes.
So, have you
Been
always had these scoop marks, or did this kind of show up like recently?
So so there is one specific ET encounter that I had as a child, is between 8 to 10 years old, and you know, there's a lot of military kids who say that you know between 8 to 12 years old they have like extremely powerful alien encounters or whatever. You know, it might be the military industrial complex. Don't bug us. You know, so who knows, man? Look, look, like honestly, there's this powerful encounter, like it was mind blowing, unbelievable, because you know, as an athlete, you get used to a lot of senses. See, I've been an athlete as a kid. I was in wrestling, so I got used to all my physical senses, like when people were touching me, when people were around me, how I'm grappling, how strong my muscles were. So when I was like, you know, that first encounter, 8 through 10, I kind of woke up halfway through a dream, but I knew it wasn't a dream, because
Hmm.
I kind of like felt the presence of my body. If you understand, like as a psychic or someone as an athlete, you just feel the presence of your body as an aura or something. And you know, I'm kind of waking up, and I see these three tall white beings, like to my right, my side of my bed. See, my bed was faced north and south at the time, and
Hmm.
they came from the west. Yeah, they came from the west, so towards Seattle area. And I mean that's the way I see them. They were on that side. Sorry, they're whatever. They're about like 8 to 8 feet tall, and
Hmm.
they seemed kind of humanoid, man. Like, um, see, when you get into these topics and you realize that alien races do exist, we understand that they're not gonna be human. I mean, maybe, but more than likely they're not. So I don't believe they're human. But they seemed very human like they had a lot of connections with humans. Like they had like maybe you know the maybe they're you know
Maybe they're ancestors.
tall white grays, or tall white Nords, or tall white avians, Palladians, something along those lines.
yeah.
Um, one of those four, like I can definitely tell they had an etheric sense, like they had this spirit to them, and you know, it, man, that I swear that image will forever live in my mind too.
So do you
So
feel like even though you're having this interaction and it's like way above a normal interaction you would have. There's still a sense of like human in it, you know, like
But
it's
there
it's
was a sense
still
of soul. So there was a sense of soul, and that's what makes humans different than a lot of creatures. So
that
that's what
makes
made this
sense.
definitely made this encounter a lot different too.
The
Um,
thing had a soul. You had a soul. You probably had a connection, like a soul connection, but you've only met a human, so like it feels like a human connection, but it's not. It's actually a soul connection.
like
Ooh.
every time I go out in the night to go look at the stars, I see the Pleiades star system. I don't know if that's connected, but like my eyes fixate there. Like there's automatic lock. Like it's crazy. So I'm waking up in this dream, and or my bad, not even. I'm waking up out of sleep. Sorry, this is ridiculous. And like I see them snap their heads towards me, and I kind of like try to sharpen my awareness. I'm like I try to get a closer look or like try to say something, but like it felt like a Star Wars Jedi push, like a mind trick. Go back to sleep. And it was like, oh man, ever since that moment, I knew things were different. See, I believed in the paranormal and afterlife because I live in a house where someone had died,
Mm.
and as when I was like 7 years old, I seen a spirit here. So I always believed in the afterlife, and that alien encounter really changed me. And ever since then, I started having like crazy dreams of other worlds. People were calling me like, "Hey man, your head looks a little different." Like the people were calling me alien. People were calling me like all sorts of stuff. But like some people were calling me, like good things. Like yo, you're blessed, dude. Like no other way to say it. Like they chose you for a reason. So people have tried to help me. I'm not trying to make it seem like I've only had bad experiences. No, like I've definitely had people who are on the light side and really know these things. Um,
Yeah.
Hey, Champ wants to know. Champ Campbell asked, "Hey, 509,
Champ.
when they touched you, was it like the most blissful feeling?"
I don't think they touched me. I didn't get any presence of them touching me. See, it like I really did it. It was only like a second interaction where I was waking up out of that. Like my pineal gland, my fourth eye probably was like noticing it because like as a kid I was super aware, man. Like I was just super mystical. Like I was reading books all the time. I was getting into all the movies like that were very cryptic and paranormal, and I was like shocking my family with a lot of the things I was saying. They're like, dude, are you from heaven or where are you from? Are you from another planet? What the heck, dude?
You're like
Dude,
smoking hookah and like blowing shapes and stuff.
Hey, dude. Hey,
you're like a caterpillar.
I did happen to drop a whole little thing of bong water, like so maybe a whole liter of bong water on me one time
Oh
when I was at
no,
4 years old. I'm pretty sure that got me super high.
dude,
You,
you stank for a week even after all them showers.
yeah, I
Everybody
was.
knows that. God, bong water is terrible. We used to
Hey,
notice chick in college. She would drink bong water. I'm not really
no
sure
wonder
why she would
everybody,
do that.
no wonder everybody liked talking to me. They're like, man, you smell good. Like, what are you talking?
I'm like, hey, don't give that guy the bong. He smells like he drops a lot. Ah.
Oh man. So
Yes.
that was my first alien encounter, and I personally kind of think that they have some Pleiades roots. No idea though. Like I'm not sure why else. Maybe besides my actual birthday or my name or my soul star
Yeah.
family, why I would be looking at the Pleiades. Besides that encounter, like that alien encounter or my star family,
Dude.
Hey,
is the reason I look at the Pleiades.
I have a question. You referenced the pineal gland as the fourth eye.
Third eye, fuck, my bad. My bad.
Okay, somebody brought it up in
I
the
saw that
chat.
in the chat. Yeah, I was like, oh wait, he did say that. I'm
I
like,
was like,
I want to know what he means.
does he know something that I don't know?
Yeah, you guys know what I mean. Okay, yeah.
Oh, is that a dirty joke?
No, no. I meant third eye, dude. I don't know why I said fourth eye. Because I wear glasses, so I kind of get called four eyes a lot too. So it must have just like, you know.
Well,
Okay,
it comes after 3, so
Yeah.
I have a question about the Pleiades star system because you said when you go outside, you're often like drawn to this system. Is I am also drawn to a particular system when I walk outside, there's the big dipster, and then there's a very baby, tiny little small dipster. And I'm wondering if this is it, because it looks like it is. But I always look at this thing. But it looks kind of like a just a mini dipster.
There's a reason for it. See, I think that like our biological form when we're born, like depending on the seasons, you know, if it's in a cold environment or hot environment, that dictates kind of where we, you know, are generated from source a little bit, you know, like all these the horoscopes and astrology, like I don't think that's all bullshit, you know. Like, so when we are born in a certain time, we might be connected to a certain, you know, a certain star system.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have racked my brain on this for a long ass time, right? And like it makes me wonder, like, okay, we can consider this chance, because like when I walk outside, I'm always seeing like maybe like Scorpio and then like Orion. So like I naturally come out and see those, and I'm like, damn. And then I think like, well, what if I move one day? You know? Like, is it just because I'm drawn to those because like it's just what I see at night, you know, all the time? Like if I move to South America, it's gonna be way different, you know? And then you're gonna be like, I guess that would be an interesting like experiment when you go outside on another part of the world. Do you feel as connected as you did when you were home?
I can
You
answer
know?
this one, Joe, because I looked up at the same system back in on East Austin where we used to live, and it was right outside my back door. So like, of course, yeah, maybe that's probably the first thing I'd see. Also, it's like really small, like it's not easy to find.
Yeah.
But when we moved to Georgetown, like it's like in a very not easy place to get. It is like to the left, back and to the left, where I take Nibbler out to poop and pee every night. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I walk out of my back door and that's the first thing I see. Like
Yeah.
there's a whole other sky, but I'm like drawn to this, dude. That's crazy that you
makes
also do
sense.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the powers of Nibbler's poop that
that makes you go there.
yeah.
So continuing on with the Pleiades, like, all right, right by my house is an elementary school, and the mascot is a koala. And I found this cool book online. It's called Encounter in the Pleiades: An Inside Look at UFOs from Preston B. Nichols. And in there, he states that Pleiades and koala have some interesting ancient connection. I mean, guess like if we understand it from the Lemurian and Mu aspect, then we also know that Palladians have some type of Lemurian or Atlantean
That's
connection.
where I'm from. That's what that lady told me. She's like,
I think
totally
real, like the cat place, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe like I was just like destined to be in this location, or just some random occurrence that Palladians happen to be here in this location. Because in this area, we got one of the nuclear sites for Project Manhattan about 30 minutes away. About an hour away, the Army U.S. Corps of Engineers did the 1975 Bigfoot exploration documentation. And about another 30 minutes away, I have Dr. J. Allen Hynek doing research for the military in 1972, uncovering about 100 or thousands of UFO sightings and encounters and documentation. So I don't know what exactly is here in the state, but I think maybe Palladians are here. I mean, there's also reports that in Mount Rainier, Mount Adams, and the mountains in my state, which are pretty divine, and Mount St. Helens, one of them. I believe they say there's Aryans, Canadians, and all sorts of ETs that are coming out of those mountains.
Damn.
Like coming out of the mountains, as in like from underground, or from like portals via the ley lines.
I think all of it, man. I think that these technologies are probably a bit of all of that. Yeah, these alien technologies, they have probably holes. They probably have like opening gates, secret gates. They probably do know how to go through the energy ley lines, and they probably can make just wormholes straight out of the air.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to know what aliens are coming out of Texas.
Dude. They're big and they're hairy and they got big old rough palms.
That sounds terrible.
They're just big hands with faces on them. Big,
the what?
I said either the Alpha Centauri or Draconians with Joe Rogan and
Oh no, yeah.
his big old ox-looking self.
Yeah, what species of alien do you think Rogan is originating from or ancestors from?
Oh man, he probably has he's like a half clone hybrid with half Draconian Alpha Centauri or something ancestor or something.
Yeah, dude. Like Bigfoot mixed with a reptilian, just jacked, like just pure muscle.
Or he's the very first of a pure human species.
Ooh, like that. I really like that.
Yeah, dude. Right. All the ET genetics. What happens, dude, if all the ET genetics are bred out and then you just get regular old humans? Like,
yeah.
Like we always talk about like adding the ET genetics, but what happens if you breed them all out? Like, what is a human like without them, dude? Like, would it be better? Would it be worse? Are those ET genetics put into us to keep us from like being better? Like, do like, we talk about like unlocking certain levels and stuff and in your DNA and like, what are humans capable of? Like, that's kind of crazy, like it could be like a cool game where you got to unlock stuff, but it could also be like this cruel lock that was put on us at the same time. And now we're stuck here trying to figure out something that we have no clue what it is.
Dude. Well, that's saying that
halfway getting unlocked for sure. If we're looking at how we've evolved recently over the last 50 years, we definitely are unlocking ourselves in this game. It's pretty amazing the way that we are going to. I mean, as far as the individual selves, like how we are growing, not necessarily the politics, fuck all that, but we are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Regular people are cool.
Yeah.
Politicians are not. Those dudes
they
are
were
not
floating balls of gas.
I like them better loud, dude. They're so much better.
They're better loud.
I was just thinking of those Pokemon, those ghastly Pokemon, Hunter and what is it? Yeah, Hunter and
what was that dude's name?
His name was like fart cough toxin.
Yeah. Those are like our politicians pretty much.
Oh god, dude. So, yes. Do you think that there is a connection between the ETs and politics? Not to get like political.
No. Let's go down that path.
Have you seen that? I think it's like in Switzerland, one of those tunnels that the Godova tunnel or something, where they were doing a ritual outside of it, and oh my god, dude, you should have seen the ritual. It was like the straight up darkest thing you could have found that in a horror film.
Yeah, they had what's her name with all the arms, like that big ass statue and like the circle. What's her name?
Oh, like
Shiva.
I think so. Yeah. That's in Geneva, Switzerland. But no, there was a Godova tunnel. They had an opening for it, and it was like into one of these underground tunnels, right? So it was this huge opening, and they had a party. I can pull up the link in a minute. They had a party, and like they were just dancing outside of it with rituals, and really, we know what they're affiliated with and all of their Masonic and occultic doctrinations and their family origins, their crests, and yeah.
We figured out the Pokemon's name is Coughing or Wheezing.
Coughing! I remember that now.
Oh, also Lynn had soup for dinner for supper.
Dude, congratulations.
Yeah.
I had
give me some.
I had chicken nuggies, dude.
Damn. Oh yeah, it's called the Godiva Tunnel.
The Godiva Tunnel.
Yeah.
And what?
Bizarre occult ritual.
Whoa.
Yeah. So continuing on though, forget the politics. I guess we can talk about this Dr. J. Allen Hynek and Toppenish a little
Dude,
bit.
let's do it.
I mean, I had more alien encounters, so if you want me to
I
continue
think
on
we've
with
got
that.
a lot to cover, and one of the bullet points is like, I want to get into your thoughts of reptilians, and like, I mean, Joe, I do want to hear about the politics stuff and how that. I mean, I know you have thoughts on that. 509 Joseph.
Hey, this conversation can go a million different ways. Right
Yeah,
now, though, I think I want to hear about that book.
Yeah, you're steering the ship, Joseph.
Okay, I'm gonna steer towards the book. Let's go.
All right, so this book right here by Greg Long. Greg Long is associate of the J. Allen Hynek Center for UFO Studies and is a field investigator for Mutual UFO Network. And so he created this awesome book, right? And this thing's only about 20 minutes away from me with all the encounters. So when I think about my encounter, I don't really think about it as like something that was rare anymore. Like, this thing has been around for decades. Like, people around me have seen it. I've had multiple friends who've been here, seen UFOs with me. Like, at least 3 encounters with 5 friends.
Damn, that's awesome.
I think it's me. I don't think it's just random occurrences with friends. I think it's me that's bringing out
attracting them.
I don't know if it's maybe attracting, but maybe like I'm reading the timeline, I'm reading the energy out there, and I'm kind of getting a sense on when to go out, because I've had times where I've like thought about, all right, I want to go see a shooting star, or I want to go see, you know, a UFO, or I want to go, you know, I want to be able to like predict something, like predict the score in an NBA game, like, you know, and I'll be able to do it. And so I'm thinking that I'm starting to be able to read energy and just reading the psychic field and reading the auras and reading, you know, the electrical fields and who we are, what these other beings are, what these crafts are.
Yeah, dude, becoming like clairvoyant and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have these senses. Some of us, as long as we're human, right?
Yeah.
We have these psychic senses. Yeah, I think that's who we are.
Dude,
you know,
I think you're onto something.
So, all right, I actually covered it in one of my YouTube videos about psychic senses, and so far I have counted about 20 known like super abilities by humans that have been done. So like, it's pretty amazing what the human body has been able to do over centuries, and what our body has been fabled to do, and who we were like fabled to be in the ancient scriptures, like with superhuman abilities. Like, you know, those things, those people in their stories weren't like different DNA than us. Those are the same DNA. That's the same people.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, there's something to it, man. And also like just being able to tune into frequencies and like realize that humans are pretty damn powerful if we get our mind right, you know? If we
yeah,
with our powers combined.
With our powers all you need is a ring that is one of the 4 elements, and then you're golden.
It's like Power Rangers or like the Pacific Rim Black. Have you guys seen Pacific Rim? You guys like that movie?
Dude, I think I have. That's with the fighting robots. You get inside of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I saw the first
Right,
one.
but it also talks about kaiju in the West. Now, if you guys know anything about the West, there's a lot of stories about like monsters being out here, right?
Yeah.
You know, deep out in the ocean. And for some reason, we had Operation Castle Bravo, where we nuked a island out in the 50s, which was mentioned in Godzilla. And honestly, man, the way the military works, I believe that there is some type of war out here in the Pacific. You know, if we've heard about reports in the last 5 years, let's see, it's 10 years, about Hawaii and their military base, they actually say that they have problems with UFOs, and they have problems, you know, with unidentified craft. And, you know, sometimes they see that, you know, and so I think out here in the Pacific, there is a war zone with aliens. And, you know, Pacific Rim talks about it. Godzilla talks about it. King Kong talks about it. You know, they're trying to instill something into us to make us realize that there's something specifically here in the Pacific.
Like, and hey, look over here.
You can catch on to it. You can catch on to it.
Dude. So we need to tell Gary, hey, Gary, instead of stopping at that island, keep going.
There's more out there.
There's more out there, dude. Go get it.
It's too deep. I can't. We gotta go further, dude.
Hey.
Hey. Do you know how deep the freaking ocean is, man?
It's so
I'm
deep.
pretty sure a giant robot could. Okay, this is probably
Easy.
super random, but like
Easily.
a giant robot could be just standing there, just waiting until the right person. I'm creating a plot line here based off of 509 Divines, but like once you realize your true potential and you get close enough, he's gonna suck you into his head, and you're gonna like the robot, and then you're gonna be able to control him, and then you'll be able to fight off sea monsters.
Dude, that kind of like makes you wonder though, like if we did create something that was pretty crazy, like crazier than like what we have now, like, and there is like some kind of like ancient monster that like is awoken by like some kind of frequency we put off, like how crazy would that be? Because the ocean is so deep, like there's gotta be like, I don't know, I'm not saying like there's sea monsters, but I definitely believe there's huge things probably out there we've never even seen. Like it would be crazy if like you woke up a sea
all of
monster.
our technologies are like now awakening these things. Like the more that we activate all of our electrical lights in the streets and the 5G phone towers and the satellites from the sky, it's like disturbing a jungle. The other animals in the jungle probably don't want to be disturbed like that. That's why
they're sleeping.
Dude, where would you hide Godzilla? I mean, he hides in the water, right?
Yeah, he's in there. It's big.
He's already in there hiding. So we're saying like that dude's massive. So like there could be like a lot of them just hiding in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, what if they're like trying to make Godzilla? Like if we look at some of these reports about cloning centers, they're really trying to actually like legit clone ancient dinosaurs and revive them, right?
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Like, that isn't already done once just by someone else, and it's probably like an animal. But
dude,
we're probably working on it. They're probably trying to do it. They probably have a T-Rex already.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna send it down. They're like, hey, yeah, we're gonna put this guy. We're gonna fly him in and drop him from a big old airplane and just let him run wild behind enemy lines.
Are we talking about like letting a tiny T-Rex go loose, or is this like a full blown T-Rex?
Like making a full blown T-Rex? I don't know. Like I heard that guy wasn't like real efficient. I mean, he was good at what he did, but like if you wanted to be something, like, you could be something better. You could be something cooler.
Have you guys seen the
president? I think a couple years ago, one of them.
Wait, a T-Rex was president? What?
No. So what were you gonna say? Let's forget about it.
Okay, sorry. Dude, have y'all seen the conspiracy that paleontology or whatever, they're trying to hide that dragons were real, and like T-Rex, they don't really, the appendages don't match up, and the shoulder blades are like way too tall on the back.
Yeah,
so like
I have a lot
you're supposed to flip them,
them,
and they're supposed to be back here instead of up front, and they were actually wings, dude.
I have seen a lot about that, how a lot of the archaeology is kind of misplaced and thrown out of proportion, and a lot of it's made up. Personally, I don't believe dinosaurs existed the way we think and have been taught. I personally think that these are like ancestors of ancient races. See, I know, and we know that they have skeleton structures of giant humans, like super giant humans, and they found mounds of giant bones of human type looking bones. So when we look at these huge dinosaur looking bones, I'm just speculating from analyzation of history that those probably are other alien races, other races of other worlds, and they might be really something that we know and like have fought against like for a long time. Dude. Maybe that's why they're trying to recreate it. They're trying to revive their ancestors.
Oh shit! Like that
would be crazy.
Like
what if like there was like the guy who was like putting the map together? The one you see at schools, like the evolution of humans, and like they get taller, and then like some guy runs and he's like, wait, we found something else. It's like the third from the front, but it's like way bigger than everybody. And they're like, do you know how long it took me to put this presentation together?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
And they're like, but dude, it's one of the biggest discoveries in history. And he's like, I don't care. I've been up almost 48 hours putting this presentation together. I'm not going to like cancel the event and stop the presentation just because you found a large skeleton. Get out of here, man. And he's like, but dude, he's like, I don't want to hear it. And so that guy, he went home, and on his way home, he died in a car crash. And he wasn't able to present the evidence. And the car caught on fire, and everything caught on fire. And that was the only dude that ever knew about the large skeletons. And then the rest of the people swooped in, and then they put it, under wraps, dude. I bet you that's some shit that would go down,
Bro, that's exactly what happened.
Hell yeah.
So nobody wants to change history. Everybody like, oh, I went to school to basically do the research to write history books, right? Like a lot of academics, that's what that's what happens. Like they make history. And what if everything they've studied and figured out and said to be true and put in our history books is incorrect? No, they want to protect that. Like I would feel like they would want to protect that.
Yeah, definitely.
What you're saying, Joe? Like they spent a lot of time on this presentation. They're not going to like just pause it for this thing that's going to disrupt the gestalt of it, right?
Yeah. And it's one of those things where like it's hard because you can't always just go check it out yourself. You're like, where'd you find that? And they're like, oh, in the Saharan desert. And it's like, well, I can't just get a plane to the Saharan desert and just go walk out to the spot that you found that's like 1,600 miles away from everybody. I can't.
That's a great point.
I've only got like this canteen and like a set of binoculars. It would take me forever. I don't even own a camel. I don't even have a camel. Am I gonna have to rent a camel? I don't even know the logistics behind any of this.
I only have enough pesos for to rent a bicycle, and I'm in the middle of the desert. Have you ever tried to ride a bike on sand?
This is terrible. Yeah, dude.
We're not
a pedicab or like an electric scooter. And hand you off an electric scooter. Just spinning sand from behind it. I'm never gonna get there.
No, you move. It's like just a little bit at a time.
I think that sand field scooter. It like it's so cool, but it seems like it'd be real easy to like hide stuff,
Paleontologist.
Well, yeah, I mean all of it.
Paleontology.
Man, it is pretty, pretty seclusive. They don't really let you know too much. They just let you know what they want.
Yeah. Because like you look at those digs, and like this may just be like from watching too many movies, but like you have like a site. And there's like 50 people digging, and then like 2 dudes find something, and then like the head scientist guy runs over and he's like, I found it. And then like they make everybody keep working and scatter. And then like there's like this van that pulls up and they just take it and they hide it like in a van. Like so like not everybody even gets to see it, Like that's such a bummer. They're like, we've been digging out here for 6 months and we didn't even get to see it. It was this big.
Let's get it straight. You found it or like all of us found it?
I feel like it was a team effort.
Yeah, this seemed very like everybody was on board and everybody. I mean, I helped a lot. I'm also hungry and it's hot out here. And you're the only one with an umbrella. That's in all the movies, right? Like only the head guy has like a tiny tasseled umbrella.
That's how you know he's the head guy.
Daniel, are you texting me right now, dude?
No, I'm texting back to the chat finally.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah,
dude. So, what are some of your favorite like supposed hidden secrets of archaeology and stuff like that, dude? What are some stuff that you're into?
Hidden archaeology, or
like just like hidden like historical secrets and stuff, like.
Well, I personally think that there's a lot more ancient energy structures in these pyramids than we're being let known. Like, so there's archaeologists who are discovering things these days in multiple sites, across the nation, across the world, that show that these like structures have sound wave healing, have resonance healing, just like all sorts of multi-dimensional aspects with the stones and with the geometry and everything that are known about these ancient, cults, who or ancient cultures. We know that they like are into this stuff. They're really into like that high energy. If we read a lot of the scripts, you know, they talk about flying machines. They talk about being able to heal like at an instant. They talk about laser weapons. You hear almost
Yeah.
all types of conspiracy in ancient scripts, and like if you look at modern day teachings with the Common Core by Bill Gates, propaganda. Schooling agenda that was established between the 80s, 90s, or something like that. I don't even know. Fuck
Rockefeller.
Bill Gates. Bill Gates is the worst. He's in Washington State. He made this horrible, man.
And this episode
So
will be
besides that
banned
Common Core,
forever.
that Common Core stuff, like that Common Core has really, really destroyed everything. And we look at where our world is. It's in a lot darker, lower vibrational state.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
towards the aspect of like the technology that's being put here. We like some people like us are thriving because we were sent here for that mission, I guess. Star seeds, right?
Yeah, dude.
So we're here and we have the knowledge,
Hell
but it's
yeah.
like, but we're like missing the actual engines that we used to thrive on. So like, I think that stuff really kind of irks me. I being the idea of being able to like sit and meditate in a pyramid and like get the world's answers or get automatic healing or actually transport to another part of the world, which is what these pyramids were speculated to do. Like sometimes they have certain pyramids you would be able to walk into a room and portal to another part of the world.
That was going to be my next question. What are
Oh,
you at right now? Like, what do you think the pyramids were used for?
I think they're a bathhouse, dude.
So much different technology, man. Like I
Got that
think
big badass
maybe those
shower in it.
maybe those multiple pyramids with multiple purposes. Like one electro charged the water, one electro charged the light, one electro charged something else.
One was a positive, one was a negative, and the other was a ground.
Dude.
Well, we do know the obelisks. The obelisks are also power sources like batteries.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah,
I think
I mean,
you just done something that makes sense.
yeah,
To
there
me.
probably is some negative like charge technologies. I mean, just to keep the balance though, just to like transvert the energy.
Yeah, just make
Or
it like a yeah.
Okay, so I feel like that was maybe a question out of left field. I was kind of going along with like the vibration and frequency that you're talking about, like the healing frequencies. I feel like there's evidence with these pyramids that they were built on top of aquifers, that there's some connection between the vibration from the water, the moving of water with the granite that was not easy to get in, to build around. There's got to be some connection with the quartz crystal that's baked into this into the granite. There's like a crystalline structure to granite, and it's got to create some kind of frequency, whether it be healing or to create electricity or power. But there's got to be something. That's what
electricity running through a lot of this, and like electric charges. Everything. Like, oh, not everything. There's a lot of things in this world that just like carry electricity. We know that for sure. And these dudes had ancient and otherworldly understandings of this. Personally, man, like if we think about it, like angels and other aliens being from other planets, like imaginably the technology and understanding would at least be 2 times greater. So their processing and their blueprinting and everything is just going to be just like beyond our even furthest comprehension.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Smart.
There's no way we're gonna figure it out.
Well, it's not that we can't figure it out, but like for them it's simple. For us it's like 10 paperworks of like data.
Yeah. I always like to think about like maybe like there's a lot of stuff that like ETs can do that we can't do. Then I like to think that like there's cool shit we can do that like they can't do,
Yeah.
Like I wonder if they're
Like breakdance.
Maybe breakdance, right? Or maybe like they're like, damn, those fools are strong. You know, like maybe we're like stronger than them. So like we pick up like all the groceries out of the car at once, and the ETs are like, damn, they're like ants. Look at all that weight they're moving around. Because you always hear about like people coming in contact with them on the craft, or like they'll hit them or punch them, and they'll be like, yeah, they felt like soft, you know. We're like, I don't know, they were just like really easy. Maybe it was lack of gravity. They just didn't feel like they had a lot to them. I swung, and then boom, like
It's good.
I don't know. What do you think, Ben?
I'm just looking at my paper right here and think about some of these other.
I thought Joseph was going to say something. I was.
No, I was looking down here at my papers at these other experiences.
Oh my God.
Pioneers used to ride them for miles.
What were you looking at on your list, dude?
Some of these other UFO encounters. See, I've had like actual UFO sightings, right? So when I was around 16, 16, 15, I was playing football actually for the school. I only did it like 1 year though. But I came home after practice with two of my friends, and we were hanging out. And I was looking out towards like all of us were looking out towards the direction of where the Hanford, Washington nuclear reactor is, the one that was part of the 3 with Project Manhattan.
Whoa.
So I was looking out that direction, and we all like started like kind of just zoning out in conversation. Like we were having a fluid conversation, but like it just started seeming like we were talking slower because we all started seeing something like a triangle, like a multicolored lighted triangle around the edges. Like we knew it wasn't nothing human, and or well, like normal human, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
So like the lights were just, they were shining in all the colors. Like it wasn't one, like it almost seemed like it was like of another energy source. Like yeah, you know, like it was of another galaxy almost, just because the lights were like rainbowing constantly. Like I could see it. Like I remember it clear as day now. Like now that I'm thinking back on the memory, and let's see, how high would it have been? Maybe a couple thousand feet, not too high, not too low. 1,000, maybe 1,000, 2,000 feet, 3,000, something like that. 4,000.
So you saw with how many friends?
So 2 friends, and we were playing football. So these guys were lifelong friends. They were actually some of my closest friends who I've had like meditational events with, and like some of these deep conspiracy talks. And yeah, dude, like we were all just zoning out, and it started glitching. Like I was like, huh? Because I play video games and I play Halo, and I know when things are glitching, and I was like, ah, shit, am I what's is this, something lagging? But like I noticed like it just kind of disappeared, and then it moved, disappeared, moved, disappeared, moved, disappeared, moved, disappeared, moved. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, man, that's not normal. And like I looked at them, and they looked at me. I looked at them. We looked back up, and like that kind of like changed things like for us, like because we were all close, but then like for sure like they started questioning shit, and like I was already like beyond the questioning point. Like I was already accepting, like I didn't know what was there, but I was like, oh yeah, these things are happening, like because I've been having them my whole life. And they started questioning stuff, and like I could tell, like they started thinking more in their brain, like, oh shit, what like for real, did I just see what I seen?
So you saw this. So you two of your friends playing football see this triangular craft about 1,000 feet in the air with continuously pulsating rainbow colored lights. I mean, if you were to hold up a dime, was it like as big as a dime or like a quarter?
Like have you, like the pyramid? I mean,
I don't know, like how.
Dude, it seemed big, bro. Like, have you seen like all the UFO videos online between the forums and stuff about black triangles? Black triangles are a huge topic. You've seen the videos, right? Like, dude, like I seen one of those, bro. Like, so it wasn't like the colors were changing, like red, blue, yellow. It was like that source was so high of energy of another thing that my brain could rationalize, that it was like shining in so many different, aura of colors. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, it was like a, like just rainbow-ish, but it wasn't
Yeah.
filtering. It wasn't going from stage to stage to stage. You know what I mean?
It's just kind
Like,
of
it
like
was just one
smoothly
solid color.
transitioning.
Yeah, it was just one solid color, but it was just so high of an energy source. Like, you know how when you see like metal being burnt, like it's or metal being melded,
Smelted. Yeah.
melted. Yeah, it
Well,
creates multiple colors.
well, think about like color itself, like a light color, not like a pigment
Yeah,
color. All it is a
it's
spectrum
like a
of
field
light
color.
vibrating at a specific spectrum, and we see color. But I mean, really, if you were to break everything down to like a matrix level, zeros and ones, it's just the amount of energy and the frequency that of these light particles that are hitting your eye at different intervals. So like whatever it is that's creating this like energy source, it's not that it's red or blue or like
It's only it's
rainbow.
only like a part of the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
literally a
Yeah.
puzzle piece.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so
like everybody's like, oh well, they have LEDs. No, dude, it's just like whatever energy they have, they're harnessing is just putting off. Like that's just uh, a byproduct of
Yeah.
the energy that they're or power source that they're using.
hey man, have you guys heard of the deuterium hydrogen fusion energy that they're all working on, and the deuterium hydrogen, energy systems? And I think you
Do
guys have heard about
tell.
that Buffalo shooting, right? That Buffalo shooting where the security guard made the hydrogen powered water vehicle. He had a truck, F-150, and there's a bunch of articles. He was actually working with a company called AWS Hydrogen Systems, and he was about to patent it. I think he actually did patent it, and that's what got him killed. So
What?
what
Oh my gosh.
is this for me, bro?
Are we experiencing your technical weirdness that's been happening lately? How did that happen?
Uh-oh, he froze.
Joseph said I've been having trouble with technology lately. It just hates me.
Dude, he's
I said you and every other experiencer. I feel like sometimes it's not user error. It's like weird shit like this. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching, but
it happens. It
let's
happens, you know?
Joseph, if you can hear me, dude, if you'll close out and close out of the window or whatever, and then log back in, it usually helps. So, yeah, if you can hear me, try that.
Oh, that fool
Until
drove a hydrogen truck.
and an F-150, dude.
Dude.
That's 150 horses, American fucking power, man. I'll tell you that much. And it was red with a sunroof.
With a sunroof.
Talking about the truck.
Yep, the truck. I'm sorry.
Hey, what are you drinking tonight, dude?
I have some Dr. Pepper, and I did have a glass of wine when we started.
Oh,
but
are you kind of like reining back the alcohol during the week?
No, I kicked it.
Just like cold turkey.
No, I kicked the cup over. So it's on the floor.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, maybe Joe's just not drinking during the week. Because dude, I've had to take a couple breaks.
Yeah.
But no, you literally just kicked over the glass.
Yeah, I kicked over the glass, and yeah, I was a little sad about it at first.
You don't have any more wine?
Nope. That was it. That was like the last glass. Like, I don't have any more in the bottle. I'm gonna have to go get some more tomorrow. It's payday. Go get me a bottle of wine.
Damn, dude. Well, shit, you should let me know. Dude. I would have Uber Eats you a dang box of wine.
You FedEx it to me, dude?
I would have if you let me know. Shit.
I need wine in 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 business days.
Well,
Like,
we can make it happen like right now. I can Uber Eats it right now.
definitely not.
We have an hour before the show's over.
Yeah,
so.
no, definitely not. I've been staying up late watching that show, and so if I drank wine this late, I would definitely not wake up in time for work. I would be irresponsible.
Are you still waking up like super early because
No,
your other
not
job
really.
you're waking up at like 5 or something?
No, I'm waking up a little later. It's nice.
Dude, nice.
It's really weird because like I see everybody come in, they're all sleepies, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?"
Just all chipper and like
Yeah,
high fiving everybody. Let's
like,
go.
I could sleep in, and then I couldn't even sleep in. You know?
Yeah,
I would still wake up. Just like, what the hell?
That's my life right now, dude. Like I can't sleep past 8:30, dude. I just can't do it. I'm old, man. I'm like
one of these days,
we're freaking dads, dude.
One of these days, I'm gonna make myself. I'm just gonna make myself
sleep in.
Yeah, even if I can't sleep, I'm gonna pretend to sleep, and maybe I'll outwit myself. You know.
You ever thought about like the sleep is the only thing that we consciously try to do before we actually do it?
Yeah. Do you think about stuff like before you go to sleep? I think about like way too much stuff. So I have to pick like one thing and I just think about it over and over and over. And then finally I'll go to sleep.
I was going to say sometimes it's a bad thing. Cause I'll think about like this really awkward thing I said to this one person like 14 years ago. And then I can't stop thinking about that for 8 hours.
Yeah. See, my issue is my brain goes way too wild. And then like I can't rein it in. So I got to pick like one thing that I enjoy and then just think about that.
Clowns with tits.
I'll be like, yeah, my fish tank. And I'll be like, okay, what do I need? And I'll think of like just boring stuff. I'll just be like, I need sponges. I need to get some root tabs. I need to get a UV light. And then eventually I conk out, dude.
Dang. I need to try that. I guess I need maybe a hobby that isn't so stressful. Fish tank owning seems pretty chill.
Yeah. It definitely helps with the stress. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
What's up, dude?
Whoa,
yo. No, honestly, sorry guys, that was my phone dying. Yo, is the screen good or was it?
Are you on a 1997 Nokia right now? This is crazy because like on the preview it's horizontal, but when I made you live, it's like vertical within a horizontal.
Oh, so I'm actually watching it at home and it's horizontal right now. So it's good. I don't know why it's like this in the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only in the stream?
Yeah, in the stream, I see the same thing you're saying is vertical for us.
That's crazy.
I'm like an alien stretched out.
Yeah, straight on your TV screen, Ben?
Yeah, but on the TV screen right now, I'm looking at it to my right. We're still good. It's horizontal.
Huh. What? Maybe it's weird. Me.
No, it's me.
Yeah, so like I couldn't get it running on my laptop with my webcam because for some reason I was having technical difficulties. I don't know what, so I had to use my backup phones, like one of those. Yeah, I would have been running it on my laptop all but.
Hey, well, your internet seems to be holding up really well. So hey, I'm happy about that. I think we just keep it to the cell phone, dude. Don't worry about the laptopian. I think your laptop's also just being monitored by the CIA, and you won't be able to say the word UFO.
Dude, you were talking.
I think if we all talk about UFOs, then we are because so you guys heard about the Army's secret military force, about the Homeland Army force, where they're trying to target and study individuals like us who study these topics. Like that's a real thing. So they're creating a list of everybody who thinks about spiritual, paranormal. Like even if you say one word, like they're thinking about you. Like if you mention Bigfoot, they're targeting you because the people who talk about Kardashians, they don't give a fuck about.
Let's just start talking about Kardashians every episode. So get off of our ass.
We'll have to we'll start using code words. Like instead of UFO, we'll talk about that Kardashian that took you away.
Yeah.
People like, I was driving down the highway, and all of a sudden I saw this Kardashian flying over. It stopped, and it made a 90-degree angle.
It was a tall Chloe. That's Kim's another one. There's a bunch of
you got me.
3.5 foot Kims. Have you seen that filter, that face filter that turns everybody's face into like this?
No, face? I don't do the face filters.
Michelob Organic Premium Non-GMO. All right, so like I was in the National Guard for a few years as a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear specialist. And the thing that made me different with that knowledge is that I came home and I started like delving hardcore into Reddit forums, understanding things about the New World Order, understanding things about these planes, that are in the sky dropping borium and all this shit. And, understanding things about the fluoride, understanding everything about our GMOs. And tell you what, man, even as an athlete, once I started switching over to non-GMO and once I started understanding about organic and all these poisons, like my whole life changed. And I'll tell you guys and all your viewers, like, I really hope that you feed your families this non-GMO stuff, because all throughout this pandemic, bro, like my health has been A1 while everybody else has been like, wrecking them, mess upon their body. Like, man, nah, that ain't me. And like, I'm understanding how these things are healing and how are changing. Not necessarily organic beer is going to heal you, but I'm saying the organic factor, natural based factor, non-GMO, non-poison in your body.
That needs to be their slogan. Organic beer, it'll heal you.
Yeah,
it'll heal.
Yo, it's a good one right there. I'm down with it.
Hey, Daniel, will you say your credentials again? Because that was sick. Like what you studied or what your focus was in the military. Because that string of.
Yeah, I was in the National Guard, and it was I had to go to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And I had to, be in a gas chamber. I had to study gas. Yeah, bro, I was stuck in a gas chamber like the people of World War II. That's messed up. I actually inhaled that stuff. Now I had to like really understand about the radiological aspect, just all the freaking high level quantum like aspects about a reality, man. It was just mind blowing. Like trying to even rationalize it. As a 18-year-old, I was like, what the frick, dude? Like 50-year-olds learn this and they're teaching it like, they're like, hey, you better know it now. I was like, oh shit, okay. So I started learning it, but then I took it home and man, like I took it on a whole nother level. Like, while some people stay doctrinated, I make sure that I taught myself, like outside of all that. And so, I've seen it from a bird's eye view about all of this. About what America.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask. So, like, you focus on like a biological aspect, and studied. Like, were you studying biology in a sense of like, in a way that the military could use it as a identifying defense or maybe an offense?
Biological weapons. See, like I remember I had a conversation with someone, I think it was like a drill sergeant. He told us, he's like, listen up, soldiers, like everything you guys know about war is gonna be different in the future. And we were like, what? Like he's like, man, we used to fight with guns and bullets, but like the future, man, it's not gonna be the same. It's gonna be fought with computers and chemicals. And it made me think. So you got to understand what they're doing with all these, UN, One World Order, World Economic Forum systems, how they want to implement, everybody on a digital biological one world system where they have you attached to a computer in your brain, into a chip, into the satellite, and they control your moves. It's really gonna destroy our lives. So like I'm thinking about it like, man, I can't let people, suffer. And so I want to go ahead and try to help people. This thing is, this mark of the beast system is pretty real. Like they're infiltrating the human body, mind, and soul. And that's what I kind of learned through the military. Like they didn't really teach me that, but I took all the information because, like, as a kid, I lived right by the elementary, so I was always in the library, so I was reading. I had a lot of information in my brain. So I took all the military's data when I went in there, and then I started reading more. So I already had data. I learned military level data, and also throughout high school and middle school and a little bit of college, I was trying to be a psychologist. Like, I was literally telling myself, like, I'm gonna study psychology. I went in there, and then I realized it was Nazi propaganda, and I was like, oh, fuck this. So I backed out, and I was like, I don't want to be part of that, pharmaceutical industry where they poison people either, because that's what I kind of learned, like, throughout all the Reddit forums, super deep Reddit forums before it was censored. So I've understood it all with, all this hidden knowledge, all of the real knowledge, all of the mainstream knowledge. I put it all together. I was like, I want to go holistic. I started turning more towards holistic medicines, like, cannabis, mushrooms. I started growing my own food. I started realizing that there's free energy systems. I started using crystals. Ever since I started using crystals, my electricity and my mood has changed. I don't need no mood balancer pills. Like, I never took any pharmaceutical mood balancer pills, but you can understand how people who say, oh, my mood's out of whack, I need to go go to a pharmaceutical agent, whatever, and get a pill. And like, when instead you could probably use like crystals or foods or
or
oils.
just walk around barefoot and like ground yourself in the on the earth, right?
I mean, that too. Yeah, that's also a natural healer too. We know that.
I love doing that.
Yeah, dude. Whenever I feel out of balance, which is quite often, I just go outside, take my damn shoes off, and I feel immediately better. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, dude. I don't like shoes. I mean, they're cool, like, when it sucks to like walk on stuff, but like when it doesn't suck to walk on stuff, shoes suck, dude.
Dude,
yeah,
shoes are pretty dope if you don't have, like, if you have to walk on like stuff. Shoes are awesome.
I mean, but then you look like in those islanders out with the volcanoes, and they're walking on logs, and then it's like makes me look like a little girl. I'm like, man, I need to be a man.
Yeah. I can't even step on a stick in my driveway. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I gotta like sit down real quick and like pick my foot up.
Yeah, like I tumbled over after stepping on an acorn hat. Like I was like,
it made you physically fall down.
My new neighbors think I'm an idiot. They're like, this guy's a freaking drama queen over here. I stepped on an acorn hat.
You gotta like look around, make sure your neighbors aren't staring at you. Like, damn it! All of my neighbors are outside today.
It's almost like you're the eye of the attention, like eye of the party. It's like the whole world's watching you when your neighbors are watching. It's like, well, you guys care about me that much? Oh man, take a picture.
Yeah. Oh, great. You guys all saw me skin my knee like an idiot.
What's that one show with where they're like thinking everything's a movie? The guy's playing Truman it out Show. Like, yeah, bro, the Truman Show. It kind of feels like that sometimes. And if we understand the way that the system works, I believe free thinkers are in a Truman Show here in America. It kind of is. Yeah. Have you guys watched Men in Black and thought about it like as a real truth, like a kind of real truth to the FBI and alien connection?
Oh, dude, every time I watch it, I'm like, this is real. I already know it.
Yeah.
So, like, hear me out. This is going to sound crazy. In the start of Men in Black 3, the first scene is an American agent and a Chinese agent in a Chinese alien wet market selling alien body parts. And guess what the alien gives them? The alien gives them a disease-looking critter that almost looks like a corona.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy. I didn't even realize that.
Bro, I watched it like a couple months ago, and I was like, I had to rewind it. I was like, did this really just happen? It was almost like they were telling us an event.
Dude.
I mean, they do, though. We know.
The hidden messages, dude.
Self-disclosure.
Well, they got it. I mean, like, it's the law of karma, right? Where they're trying to, like, get past the guilt of their their evil ways by letting people know what's going to happen in advance, and if people don't do it, then it's all up to them. And if people ignore the messages, you know what I mean, it's all ignorance. I mean, even like parts of the Bible and ancient scripts, they say, ignorance is like the number one way to death,
Well, awesome that you brought up the Bible, because like if we go down this path of I've definitely dove into this idea of the cabal, and like there's this like superstructure that like a very small amount of people that kind of control. Hey, we're gonna do this for the next couple of years, and everything's kind of planned out, but they have to tell you what's going to happen, and because it's like part of some rule. How is so here's a question, or like thought prompt for you guys, like, is the Bible maybe the first instance of that? Because I feel like every day somebody's like, well, this applies to Revelation, like, oh, we're
right?
in the end of times, like,
I mean,
it
as far as
almost.
we know the Bible, I definitely do feel that way. The way that the modern Bible has been shaped and formed, and torn and replaced, with the Council of Nicaea in the year 300, and them changing out all the Bible parts, and them taking stories from this place and that place, and if we think about what the Bible truly is, it's just a recollection of tales over and over and over again, passed throughout generations. So, like, as we know it, it's kind of like half truth, half like, hidden messages, and it's like it's really hard to distinguish, but that's why we have to like delve deeper and into these ancient topics, ancient scriptures, and like, the truth is out there. If we kind of put it together, we kind of see, what has happened. We were genetically modified by like some ancient star race, and now somewhere along the line, some other ancient fallen star races, or evil star races, came over here and made deals with people, and they're in control for a little bit, and so we're seeing a total perversion of reality, upside down life of reality, it almost seems like. And I think that, like, we're also seeing, forces try to fight back. Like, like I said earlier, like, if we're disturbing the jungle, we're not the fucking kings of the jungle. We know we're little baby lions, and like, we're thinking about why they want to call aliens and ETs a threat. Like, okay, not all of them are a threat. We know that, so we can't just classify that. We can't say that there are some threats in the extra-dimensional, paranormal, multi-dimensional aspect of entities realm, but we can't call them enemies. We can call some enemies, we call some friends, we call just some neutral beings. So what we're seeing right now is, we're seeing a fight for humanity. All these spaceships come up, over the last 10 years. Even me, I started seeing them as, early. I mean, people have been seeing them for decades, for thousands of years, but like, it's becoming more prevalent now with the technology. And I almost think that this technology is being used to kind of capture these. See, the technology makers are people of higher dimensional understanding and other dimensional understanding, just as Elon Musk talks about openly, how they, and Hitler, they communicate with aliens and other entities, or demons, or whatever spiritual fucking things, just like spiritual masters say that they contact other spiritual beings. We're seeing that these dudes are pulling technology from a higher realm, so that means this technology already knows how to intercommunicate with the other side, because it's created from the people who are talking to the other side. So the technology that we're seeing, like, we're seeing UFOs on cameras now, it's because the camera makers are part in alliance or part enemy of the UFOs that we're seeing. And like, it was built like this. I'm thinking, even the street lights, like, they're used to, like, do something to the spirit, and also used to capture the spirit. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of video camera footage of ghosts and apparitions being caught by street lights, right? Have you
Yeah.
guys seen them?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure the people
seen a
who made
couple of
those,
those.
yeah, I'm pretty sure those things were made for these reasons. Like, and it's just like, we don't really understand it, but we're seeing the whole war out between, before our own eyes, whether it's the ancient scriptures, coming through revival, or it's like modern revelations, where they're literally talking about opening up wormholes. Like nowadays, like these dudes are literally trying to open up wormholes to the other side. Like they're openly admitting that they want to, meet other entities.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally believe that they already have, but they're just trying to let the public know.
I think there's a lot of evidence that people in power have been trying to contact and the other side, as you say, for a really long time, because there's just too many people that are very important figures in our society and culture that have either had witness testimony or said, "Hey, pay attention to this group over here, this alphabet agency over here. They're into the freaking occult, dude. They're like doing
Yeah.
doing like occult shit, like seances and stuff. It's not just for crazy people. Like it's like they actually care about that stuff. It's wild, man.
It's like almost indoctrinated into their bloodline. See, if we look at other worlds and like the chemical creations and the stories that other worlds may have, like, and the cults that they may have, like, we're probably seeing an adaptation of another worldly race, before our own eyes with some of this dark agenda, like that super dark twisted stuff that they're like trying to take, baby body parts and use it for blood and power, what I mean? So like, that stuff, I'm pretty sure like that isn't in our own human nature to go down like our primate nature, whether we're monkey or ain't like some alien,
that sounds like some dinosaur type shit, man.
That does sound like some
Dinosaur would
dinosaur
do, man.
dark dungeon dwelling cave.
And they
Yeah,
stink.
that stuff is so spooky because it really is like, it's not like UFOs in a sense, like where some people are seeing it and some people aren't. It's like, it's really like, it's a open in the shadows type of thing. Like, it exists. And then you're just like, why do all these crazy stories surround your cult or like your group? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, no. I mean, we just get together on the weekends and like, we join parades and drive little cars and shit, and we hold the flags and we walk around and like, we occasionally hold tennis tournaments and golf tournaments. We do good stuff for the community. You're like, but like, what about all like that scary like sex magic stuff and like, the sacrifices and all that? And they're like, nah, that's a that's
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hey, don't worry about
those
that.
stories are made up.
I didn't say nothing.
They're made up. We didn't really do that. Or like some guy slips up and he's just like, yeah, no, that's the old way of doing it. And you're like, oh yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, that's my dad's way of doing it like 10 years ago.
And now we got technology for that. They're old news.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. It makes you wonder. Those little societies are kind of scary.
Are they little though?
Those,
yeah. I mean, yeah, a bit. Like,
they have to be little. The front of it can be huge, but like
are we talking about like Masons, dude? Because like dude,
the crazy stuff, dude. Like,
I've been going in on Masons lately. Like, I think we talked about this a little bit. Sorry, like it is like there's so many conspiracy theories around the Masons, and my grandfather was actually a Mason, and like I think that there's like a front of like, hey, yeah, this is really cool. It's like a brothership, cool, but like, oh, if you meet the right people or at a certain meeting at the right time, you might be initiated into like a secret part of this well-known
yeah, I heard
society.
There's a club after the club, like
the after party. Yeah, like the after party, dude.
Yeah, I think it's also to the aspect of like I'm just guessing, like maybe once you get to a certain level, you have to do something, and if you don't do it, then you're kicked out, and if you do it, then you're invited to the after level. You know, like 100%. At level 20, you get invited to the VIP club.
Dude, yeah, that's
like and the VIP club is like, what does that look like? The VIP club.
Talking to aliens and shit.
Dude, I didn't say it.
Even if it wasn't talking to aliens, right? It's like I kind of see it like Like it's like that Scientology thing where you're like, I just want to know the secret. I want to know the last piece. Like I just gotta know. Take my money. I gotta know. It's almost like those secret society things are kind of the same way. Like, all right, you got to do this, and then we'll tell you this, and you're like, ah. I never had sex with an animal before. This is gonna be weird. And they're like, well, you want to know the secrets to the universe, and you're like,
give us your bank account
don't tell
information.
anybody about this, right?
You want to learn about black holes? Well, you got to learn about an orange hole first.
Yeah, like it just
what's an orange hole?
Like, and it makes you wonder, like, what do they know that people do crazy shit to like know the secret? And the secrets that they're hiding, are they even real secrets, or are they just like holding on to some old shit that they're not really sure is like real either? It's just something that's been passed down for a long time. Like it's strange.
Yeah, they're like once you get past like that level and you're ready to receive the secret, and they're like, if you brush your teeth twice a day, it you have a 90% chance of fighting off gingivitis.
You're like, dang, that sucks. The Illuminati sucks. I hate this group.
I don't like this. Is like made of dentists.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I wish I would have known that before I gave you my bank account information.
I got some more UFO encounters that our audience would like to hear. So I believe, let's see, around age 24, 20, let's see, no, 25 or 25, I think 25. Yeah, yeah. I was in my driveway. I was about to spark, joint, cannabis. I smoke casually, not like too hardcore. So, I smoke to calm and get into a meditative state, and I look up into my driveway because I start feeling this pressure change, and like it almost seemed like there was a gap in reality, a gap in the space, a gap in the air, like being created, right? So in that space was a UFO, and like so it seemed like it was changing all the pressure around it. Like I could notice something like completely off with the sky, like the way it looked, and it's as like a psychic, or as someone who like gets in touch with their intuition or clairvoyant side, or their intuition, like the intuitional side, like you can kind of sense things and you have a strong feeling for things, and a lot of the times you're right, if you trust that sixth sense. So I started like looking at it, tapping into it. I was like, man, what the is this? And literally like what my body was telling me was that this has some sort of Russian like alliance. But I seen inside of it an ET, and like it was like I couldn't see it, like it was not like it was standing, I can only see the top half of it, like it was looking at me, and it's telepathically communicating with me, and it was like, we're just here to check on you. And I was like, what?
Shit.
I was like, well, they're like, yeah, we see you've been, we see you're deep into the thoughts of the universe, and we want to make sure you're going to go on the right course. I was like, or something among that. Like they were like trying to make sure that I'm truly thinking about the universe with confidence. They're like, hey, we're gonna show you that these things exist. Because I'm like, 3 years ago I was like delving hardcore deeper into, like as we go into these topics, we're diving deeper and deeper, right?
Yeah, maybe they wanted to reach out and guide you in a way that say like, hey, you're on the right path. You're onto something, but let's make sure you go down the correct path rather than like some misinformed path.
Something missing 411 path, so like, yeah, dude, like that's what my psychic sense was, but it telepathically told me it was from the end of the universe. And like at the time I was like, that's just one of the most interesting things I've ever heard. But like recently, I was reading one of the Dead Sea Scrolls, the book of Isaiah, one of the Dead Sea Scrolls that was found, recently in the 40s, some of that, between between there.
Yeah. So
And
late
in
50s,
there,
50s, something like that.
it showed a script that it was talking about God, Yahweh, or whatever it is, whatever they are. No offense, but like it said that like that was coming. They would come from the end of the world, like so God would transport him or like fly over here or transport himself over here from the end of the world, which made me think like you know why is there really Antarctica ice walls and like so our world isn't what we know it's all probably connected and all these beings are flying on terrestrial lands over like great distances at the edge of spaces, at the edge of lands, at the edges of worlds, at the edges of ice craters, ice ponds, giant, you know, whatever we live on this earth in this realm.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's flat and I'm not saying it's round, but I'm not gonna let you off the hook and let you think that it's something that's normal because this earth is definitely some weird shape and we know that there's definitely some weird restrictions around certain areas and we know that there's also underground cave networks and things that we just can't explore in space, so
dude.
yeah,
I like to think it's toroidal shaped,
Yeah,
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I like the way you said that, Joseph. Like it's not a sphere, it's some like cool shape. And Joe, like, dude, I think you're onto something, dude.
so when this
Like a donut shape, dude.
Donuts.
This being was telling me that it was from the end of the earth, and like I was just like, okay. Then I started. I literally that's when I started getting a little bit more into flat Earth, and like just by chance, it was like Dave Weiss. I think Big Willie had him on. Dude,
Yeah.
Dave Weiss is a G, dude. Like I started realizing some things about our world, that just can't be hidden anymore.
Did you see that recent interview where he totally got out? Well, it's subjective, but like, I'm not talking shit about David Weiss. I think maybe he just didn't have an answer prepared for the question that he was asked on an interview recently.
What is it?
Because the guy's a very intelligent guy. I think he has an answer. I think he has a planned answer for every possible scenario. But I think he got stumped on this recent interview.
That one was rough. Yeah, that was a rough one for him.
I haven't checked it all out, but like, so he led me on to like just at least opening my mind up to that, like what we understand about space and physics and our reality and our confined Earth is not what is being told.
I think one of the biggest things that I take away from that kind of stuff is like I don't believe a word of it, but at the same time, it inspires me to question everything. It inspires me to like question the math, question the science, question the physics. Can I do it? No. Could I do it? I mean, maybe, but I don't have that time. Like, like to sit down and learn the physics. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's one of those things where like, yeah, I could just Google some stuff, but like, I'm not really going to understand it. And like, even if I did Google it and then just talk about it, it wouldn't mean anything because I still wouldn't know if I was right or not. I would just be saying some shit, And like, that's the tough thing for me. But I definitely take away from that the inspiration to just question everything around you,
understand on your own. Definitely, man. That's part of the.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I was gonna say I think that's a very healthy thing to not just completely 100% believe in everything that you've been told and read, like just to have a little bit of skepticism and see for yourself for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. You like okay for real. You got to do some analyzation for yourself. See, I'm over here in Washington State, and like there's a lot of hills and mountains, and man, oh man, bro, like, dude, like there's times I'm driving and I'm looking at a hill or mountain. I know that thing is so far away, like that I shouldn't be able to see it, like due to the curve, but like I see it. So it's kind of just weird, sometimes. But like at the same time, we're little ants in the pool, and what gives, dude? I don't really want to leave Earth. Who cares?
Earth is pretty awesome.
It's pretty tight. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good. I feel pretty good. I can breathe.
I mean, I would like to leave, but I want to come back.
Yeah.
With Earth, you got this type of stuff.
Ooh, let's see. Hey, get some better lighting on that thing. I want to see what the real Divine Pines looks like, dude.
All right, here, let's see.
It's, your video's still squished, so remember
Let's see
that.
if we
It's
can-
going to look taller than it
We
is.
could see all those.
Oh, I
those,
can change
those
that here.
trichomes.
What'd you say?
Let's see those.
Hold on, I could change that. How do I change the camera?
What kind of terps you got on that thing?
Yeah, what kind of crystal
There's some
structure
wedding
you have
cake.
on there?
Some 35% wedding cake.
Oh, nice,
That
dude.
smells delicious.
Well, I could actually change it to high def, dude. What? I didn't know that. My bad. Look, I could change this camera to high def. My bad. You are
Hey,
right. I was on 480p, bro.
Do your phone like this. Give it a quick shaky shake and like see if it'll go to horizontal.
His phone's plugged in.
Oh, idiot! Sorry, I'm not you. Me, I'm the idiot.
Yeah, my phone is plugged in. I don't know why it won't stop changing.
Well, you did it.
All right.
I mean, you look real nice right now, fool.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, it's
that.
horizontal now. Beautiful. And did you grow this yourself, sir?
Nah, man. This is from a dispensary.
I like
Dude,
that.
what did you? It was like what is it? Birthday cake?
Wedding cake?
Wedding cake. Damn, dude.
Yeah, you can't. I couldn't really get a good picture on it, but you seen it. It was nice.
Heck yeah. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
So yeah, I think that also, like, when we look to cannabis, because I'm also heavily into.
What?
Oh no, they said too much weed.
The Fed said,
too much marijuana.
We ain't doing that.
Oh, they're talking about those marijuana plants again.
Not around here.
Nope.
Not on the internet. Not on my internet.
Not on my internet. This is my internet.
So. What,
my
you think
internet,
you own the
my
internet?
rules. What do you think?
Nope.
My internet,
you ain't
rules.
Putting that up on my internet.
Not once. Not never.
Not on my internet. That's what the Fed said.
They said,
and he's back.
Yeah. There we go.
What happened, dude?
What'd you do?
I accidentally changed the web page. My fault.
Change the web?
Because I got it on my phone, right? I'm using Google Chrome, even though Google is like Illuminati. That's the only app that'll work. Yeah. So I gotta have it on.
That's how they keep shutting you off, man, because they can see you're using Google Chrome right now. They're like,
they're leaving me little options, brother. They have X'd out most of my other options.
Oh my god, they just shut them down. They were like, nope. There's like a big switch in a room somewhere, and they were like, you know what? Here you go, Joseph.
Hey, that's why they probably shut off crypto. They're like, too much money being made, so they're like, shut that shit down. They infiltrated it.
Yeah,
man, that's still, people are dying off crypto. Like, it got people rich, but now it's really making some people poor. Whoever was so invested in it.
I spent like $100 on Peppa Pig coin, and I won't ever see that again. I'm kidding. I didn't do that. I was making a joke. Peppa Pig. I mean, this is like every day.
I know some rich people on crypto still, but
yeah. Well, I mean, the joke was like every day there was like a new coin or
Oh yeah, dude. There is
a token.
There's gonna be a certain few coins that are institutionalized by this World Economic Forum, and one of them is XRP. That's actually in their documents. So if you guys want to know about crypto, Ripple XRP is the main token that the World Economic Forum is gonna go ahead and run with all that shit.
Dude, I'm very interested in that. We should have a sidebar conversation. We had some feedback. We had a guest that we ended up spending like an hour talking about crypto. Like, hey, dude, I think you guys were talking about UFOs. We talk about crypto anyway, dude.
Yeah,
crypto.
UFOs.
I think, or aliens, whatever. But like crypto, there's something to it that I think it goes deeper. I think it goes deeper into our human psyche. I think there's a lot of psychological aspects to this whole thing, not having to do with like the idea of currency versus trade. there's so much to it, dude. I'd love to have another convo with you about
Honestly,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Like crypto is definitely some type of mystical thing. Like I can't really put my finger on it yet. You know, the person who made the Bitcoin, was it Satoshi Takamori or whatever his name? His name means central intelligence when you translate it over to English from Japanese. So like it is very crazy, but at the same time, it's like it almost feels like it's like attached to the human energy and like how we want to live a little bit freer and yeah.
Oh, dude. You have my brain going onto a tangent right now, just saying the word free. And Joe, you'll love this. Just real quick, this might
I
be
like free.
connected. It's connected to literally everything. I think it also has to do with aliens and just being a human, the human experience. But like, I was thinking about this the other day. What is the term free? Why is it so powerful? For Americans, it's something that we say often. America, we're free. We're freedom. Freedom isn't free. It's a hefty fucking fee. You know? And freedom costs $1.05. That's
If you don't put in your
if you
$1.05,
don't put
who
in your
will?
$1.05, well, fuck you. But but like, why do we have to
Freedom
be
costs
free?
$1.05.
Freedom costs $1.05. But like, why does but freedom only exists if there's the existing opposition of freedom. Otherwise, it would just be existing, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Freedom doesn't exist unless there's an opposing force. So control. If
Then
there's
it's
an
then it's
existing
just
control,
living, dude.
yeah, dude. So like, is freedom really what we think it means, or is it just like, hey, yeah, we got a boss, but like they're pretty chill. They let
Well,
us
I
do
mean,
whatever. We get like free water breaks. Well, the
I
water
can,
isn't free. They take it out of our we pay the taxes.
I can wear short sleeves on Fridays, you know?
There we
well,
go. Hey, worth it.
I mean, if we think about it though, like from our own human understanding, like there may be other galaxies and other planes of existence where like the nature itself and everything that is in that like area of space is actually attuned to some type of like free energy or free living or like peaceful structure or like autonomous, self-healing harmonious nature structure, so like when we think about freedom and an opposition, not every place lives by that, like, red versus blue or, evil versus good, like ideology. I would imagine. I'm sure that there's places out there that just, don't have that. Like, it's just like, I don't know, like, non-existent, I guess. The good versus evil talk is non-existent in some places, as, you know, we don't really understand all layers of reality, all dimensions yet, or all planes of existence. And so, you know, why think of it like as an enemy has to be there.
I,
It could just be that, like, in some essence, that's what we were attuned to naturally at some point, maybe in
Right.
our
Yeah.
ancient past. So, like, that's why we keep on wanting to go back. And it's just happened to have been an infiltrator, having to like constantly brainwash us over hundreds and hundreds of years to make us think that we're not, and make society flip on its head. Um, it could be that way.
I like that idea that maybe not every civilization is built psychologically on the power of balance. Well, balance I think is a permutation of energy expressed through our consciousness as human beings and in the human experience, not only intellectually but physically. But maybe there's a universe out there that it doesn't like there's an imbalance that they run off of that's completely different. So everybody is uh, equal in a way. There's no imbalance. There's no potential energy. It's just constant, and everybody's just chill as fuck, and everything's
Like, like
from our perspective, it looks chill as fucking cool. But like from there,
Right.
they're like, no, we're just things, and we just eat and we poop, and that's it. Like there's no happy, there's no sad. It's just that's it. So I don't know, which would you
I mean,
prefer?
like
I kind of like the roller coaster of it all.
what, like the idea of a conscious gas or a conscious substance, like we understand that whatever these galaxies or universes are, they almost look like huge gas resin formations on
They were
huge
floating
particle
balls of
formations.
gas.
Like different like formations of particles, right? And if we don't even understand everything about the particles, like what if things are conscious, so that would when beings or ships step into that field or universe, they're overtaken by like a higher consciousness that's like
Yeah.
inside of them on an atomic, chemical level, that's putting, because there's those dreams and or like old school stories of like people walking into a gas and like constantly just being high and like changing consciousnesses, right?
Right.
So like that could probably exist on a whole nother level where like your body is just like overtaken, like like when you step into that galaxy, like you're at the submission of another higher entity.
Ooh.
So like the things like good and evil wouldn't have to exist, right? Because the formulation of that like conscious universe, the conscious universe. Because I mean, if you look at like these Rick and Morty's and some of these, shows that delve into deeper sciences and theories of sciences, yeah, people talk about that openly, like conscious universes and conscious galaxies and conscious spaces and reality. So a good versus evil wouldn't have to live in that. Like it would just be,
Yeah.
things would just be.
Yeah. It would probably be pretty boring.
You think it'd be
Well,
boring?
Yeah, man. If there was no
That's always something that
potential.
I always thought about, when they talk about like ascending, like you're in the next level and like, like I always think like, well, if everything's like cool, like isn't that gonna like is that gonna suck? Right. But you just don't know. Like you don't know what that's like. People talk about like their NDEs and like how like holy crap,
I
I
mean,
wanted to
where
stay
there's
there. That was tight.
technology. I mean, there's
Was
probably technologies that we don't understand that like people just have fun with, like like a endless video game arcade in a conscious gas ball, like an endless video game arcade. Of course, someone would want to leave that. Why would you want to leave that? Getting pizza in arcades all day and you don't have to worry about hate or crime or violence or anything. You just go to that certain part of the galaxy.
hell yeah. I love arcades.
Dude, pizza,
Arcades are
beer,
like, yeah, bro.
pizza and
You can get
beer,
down.
arcades. Except what if the arcade was like just pinball machines? Actually, that'd be pretty dope
That would
too.
be pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it was
It's
what if it
What's a bad arcade game? Like uh what was that Star
Pong,
Wars one? Well, it was like impossible to like you can't win
bro.
at that.
I don't know who finds Pong fun, but like they must have two ideas about reality: sleep and do.
it's just like, yeah, what if that reality is like 100 Pong machines and that's the only game you could play? You're
Well,
like, well, but hey, at least you don't have to worry about anything. You're like,
I,
fuck.
I think we're having like this conversation is analogous to another alien species that's 100 million years above, in progression to us. Talking about, yeah, well, what if you could be like a human and there was like politics, some bullshit like that, and like you had to like pay to live there, and like people starve to death. Like that'd be
It'd
fucking
almost be
what?
interesting. Like we're having the conversation, like, well, would that be boring? And then, like on the other side, they live there, and they're like, well, you think that'd be like scary and adventurous? And they're like, well, maybe.
Dude, oh my god, what if there's this uh species, this advanced species that literally, because they don't experience time the way we do, they can travel back in time and experience our consciousness and go into each one of our consciousnesses. And I realize how crazy this idea sounds, at any times, and like they're literally playing a video game and just being observers, and they could go back in time to our existence and just like as we're talking about, oh, if you could play Pong or Street Fighter, which would you choose? They're thinking of that analogously to our civilization and like our timeline. They can go back to any year that they want.
It's interesting because like okay, there's some I believe in like the ancient Hindu, they have like this thing where around our reality and time and space, there's like other deities that control time and space, and they're like they're proportioned in like different thousands of years, and they control different aspects like different aspects of emotions or different aspects of reality. So like that's not far out of the picture where like there's deities and time controllers outside of our paranormal, our parameters of understanding.
Carly wants me to take my shirt off to explain that. Well, I think
like there's time masters for sure. Like there probably is deities or
dude,
energy sources that control time and reality.
I think you're
like
you're
that
right.
idea.
Yeah, I think it's totally possible. How many cultures, like the Indian culture, I mean, how many deities that or gods did they explain? Oh yeah, well, one of their powers not only that were they just badass, but oh yeah, they can like control time and stuff. Like it's just like a
So,
biggie.
so I've had this like theory, and actually the way I understand it, like it almost seems like true. Like so, the way we look at planets, right? You know how they say on the planets that go further out to the solar system, there's more days that are in a year, right? Right?
yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
that how it goes, or is it less days? My bad.
Wait, say it
No,
again.
hold on. So as we go out or in further in our solar system, the days on the planets in the year change. So like the days get shorter on other planets, or the days get longer. I forgot which way it goes, but
I think there's a couple factors. Is like the
it
size of
depends
the
where you
planet
are.
and how fast it spins
Your orbit
is a day, and then
because
like
I
orbit
forget
around the
it's
sun
either
is a year.
Mercury or Venus. One of those is like really close to the sun, but it like orbits slower than some of our outer planets. Like it's weird.
right.
Yeah.
So I thought about those as like different planes of existences and how aliens or other entities could time travel. See, when that is living at year 1000 because its planet doesn't revolve the same around as ours, it's still looking at our Earth, but from like what's maybe slower or faster time scale. So they're seeing things at a totally different time scale because they have technology and they're viewing Earth, and so when they view it, they're like, oh, this happened, but for them it's like slow. For us, we're like moving faster.
Yeah.
And so when we think about like, gods or aliens or entities coming from different times, like it's easily could be explainable by just other planets and entities coming from other planets because like they're literally moving at different like speeds of reality.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy because been a couple shows ago, remember when I was talking about how like metabolism and different animals and like their realities like move at different speeds and stuff like that. And it's weird because like if you were from like a different time or a different dimension or something, you came here, wouldn't it be interesting if like because of the way that you process stuff, you land on Earth and you're looking down from the ship and everything looks like it's moving in fast forward. So there's like, you could literally sit there, for, a couple days in your time, but like 100 years could have passed like down on the Earth just because of the way that you're observing everything, the way that like whatever whatever your reality is different, like their observations from where they are could be completely different. It's just like why a fly, you move slow because when you move your hand slow to the fly, it looks like you're watching the grass grow, right? That time difference is so long for them. They live such a short time period, but their life to them seems long. It's like really sped up. So it's like could these guys be the same way, where they're just observing us from up high and we're moving in fast forward, in this little planet?
Yeah, I think the common denominator there's two. It's like perception of time and how long you can perceive that time. So if you were able to embody a biological or maybe a mix of technological biological entity that was able to experience the consciousness of time at a rate that is perceived as longer to you, we're able to live longer than thousands of years instead of maybe the average of 75 or whatever. I and maybe your metabolism is a lot slower. That's why we don't ever see aliens like eating pie and shit. Like they don't eat. Like what do they eat? Like they have like a ritual every year. Yeah, we eat one handful of grass and one berry. Like it's just totally different, man.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that idea. Yeah.
And speaking of animals, like I was recently thinking, and I was talking to my friend earlier, like looking at these animals, we now from a conscious woke, a really understanding of reality, like I would say we're a bit like woke, like true woke, like we're actually awakened, like our soul is awakened. We're everything is completely shining through us. We have to understand that these animals probably come from other planets and other species, and like not all the animals come from the same planet and same species, but like this kingdom of animal world we know is like a mixed bag of like so many different creatures and creations.
Dude, I would hate to be like at war with the planet that chickens and cows came from, because they're gonna hate us so much, dude. Like you cook our adults with our children, like like fried rice, like yeah. Sorry, but no, I love that idea. Like I do think there's like some validity to the idea that like a lot of the species, including, well, not just us as humans or Homo sapiens, but other animals were put here, seated here, from many different, a culmination of species across the galaxy. And I just love the terrarium theory, where we're just like, hey, let's just put a bunch of shit together, see what happens, and then there's like people that spritz us every now and then, give us little fish flakes, like there's people taking care of us just to see. I love that idea.
There was different donor groups from the sky donors.
Oh, like I like that.
Yeah, and
I flew over and nutted all over the earth. They flew over.
Is that what I think?
I love you, sons and daughters.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, we could see that, and like some of these animals are definitely otherworldly, and like when we look at like that blue crab, how it had, like, I think it's a blue crab, isn't it, or the blue squid or something? No, yeah, blue crab, how it has a blood that is like age enhancing, age.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it makes you live longer. So like it's like the most expensive blood in the world, or
that's something like that. What do you do? Do you eat it, or do you like inject it?
You have to extract it, I think. Yeah, or you can eat it probably, like, but like, so something like that could be definitely associated with, a very specific race that may know how to live extremely long,
Yeah, dude.
It's got to exist, dude.
Dude,
got to exist.
This has been a pretty awesome show. I had a lot of fun.
I got some more encounters to go ahead and share. I wasn't really done yet.
I have to pee, so can we like talk about the? I don't want to miss anything. Break. I just love talking to you, man. I don't want to miss anything. But like, yeah, do you want to take a 5 minute? 5 minutes?
That's too long.
Yeah, dude, let's take a 5 minute break. You guys want to take a 5 minute break?
2 minute break.
2 minute break. Go pee and get back. My little one's making noises. I can hear her.
Oh, okay. Well, let's.
I want to hear this.
Okay.
So make it quick. Golly, and he's just being slow. we'll wait for him to get back. But yeah, we
Yeah,
can
man.
sit here and
So
chit chat, you know.
you guys can go ahead and find me on Instagram and YouTube. See, my production level for my podcast is sitting at about amateur kind of middle level because I'm working on a laptop and like literally the laptop works when the government lets it work. So it's like I can only do so much. I'm working on upgrading. You can find me on Instagram for my cannabis podcast, YouTube for my videos, link tree. I have a link tree. It's link tree/509 Divine Pines where you can find all my links and donate if you like. And I will have a website pretty soon. I'm working on that. I'm going to go ahead and get a website with a shop and more
Nice.
apparel and everything. So you guys can go ahead and find me there. I appreciate all of you out there listening, watching, dropping down with the comments. It's nice to go ahead and see people, appreciate these type of conversations because a lot of people turn their blind eye and like a lot of people turn their cheek and they're really suffering when they ignore knowledge and I appreciate a crowd to go ahead and just share my experiences with and
Yeah,
it's been a
dude.
blast.
Yeah, dude. Conversation is powerful. It's powerful for a lot of different reasons. But just being able to get the brain going, get it thinking, just about anything is always important.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go grab a beer.
Dude, all right. Heck yeah. I'll see you in a second. And then there was one. There was one Joe to rule them all, solo on the UFO Garage. How is everybody this evening? It's been a wild one. It's been a really fun one. I've been enjoying this one. 509. I mean, he's been a listener to the show since the beginning. Look at this guy. He's back and he brought his pup. Hold on, everybody.
Hey,
There we
Misty,
go.
say hi. Look at you.
Hello, Misty. How are you? Oh
She just woke
my
up from a nap. She
god.
was amazing.
Lucky. Lucky. I can't wait to take a nap. And by nap, I mean sleep. It's gonna be
She's
sick.
almost 2 years old. It's a beautiful terrier, man. This is honestly like my best friend. And I understand why they say it's a man's best friend. Honestly, man, like
Dude, your
yeah,
dog
I've
is so
taken her
dope.
out to the forest a couple times, and she's so explorative. It's cool. Her nose works like a down, and she wants to be let down.
She
Oh
loves
my
it.
god.
Heck yeah, man. Well, dude, let's get into this. I wanna hear this next piece.
All right, so let's see where we're at. I got like two more really, I guess, outstanding occurrences. See, I had a I guess a session with a psychic named Shorty Aliano, and she was using one of those boards where she can like you know get messages and stuff. And one of the things that we had discussed is that like and uncovered is that I live on a portal property, I guess, like a property with two vortexes. Maybe the ley line that I live on, the Stonehenge ley line that's causing my house to have vortexes. But it's caused a lot of like sightings and occurrences here. From my perspective, maybe it's my higher dimensional mind on a higher dimensional property seeing higher dimensional things. But hey, that's probably the truth too. It could be the vortexes though. So these two other apparitions. Let's see. I was meditating at about 19 years old. I was with my friends. We were getting heavily into mystic topics, spiritual topics, forbidden topics, and I meditate and I know how. And two of my friends were there with me, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you try meditating?" Like they were trying to help me meditate and see something, like try to help me get to another level, like because
Yeah.
they they were supporters, or they are supporters. They're friends, and they're so I sat there. I was like, all right, cool. We had a little bit of some cannabis to help, and man, it was awesome. Okay, it was around 10 or 11, and I started getting into a trance, right? And normally you can see your eyelids, right? When you close your eyes, you can kind of see your eyelids, and then when you go deeper, you kind of start seeing like black, right? Then you start seeing what your mind creates. So it takes a minute to go into that, full meditative state, right? So, you know, it took me a minute. I started going through the transition, but then because like these two friends are focusing on me with good intentions of trying to elevate me on the spiritual plane, I feel myself shift in a whole different way. Like I felt good energy, like literally pushed me up on a platform. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, because when you meditate, when you group meditate, it's a whole nother experience. Everybody who talks about meditation and group meditation, they say it like it's like turning Super Saiyan with your homies instead of like just turning Super Saiyan, you know?
Yeah, by
So like,
yourself.
yeah,
By
you know
yourself.
what I mean?
Everybody, look at this. This is cool,
Like,
right?
well, I mean,
No
like
one's there.
everybody kind of feels like a shift, is what I'm saying. Like, you
Yeah.
know, where other people don't. Like, I'm sure even my friends felt something. Like, you know, because that those type of things happen with the group meditations. Like everybody gets some type of like shift. So I start feeling this, and then my mind starts going into a weird another color pattern. I was like, oh, okay, this is something. This is what I'm expecting. This is where I need to go. So it almost felt like I was suddenly allowed into another level of white private existence of like peace and serenity from some type of kingship. Like no other way to say it. Like I was like it was almost like I was allowed into some divine realm. I'm not saying like it was a like the highest of highest or the holiest of holies, but like it was. I can tell that there was something that was then saying, hey, you have the potential, right? Where like it's seeing people, whatever these realms are that we travel through and what our spirit comes from, it reads us, it reads the parties, it reads your groups, it reads your friends, it reads the society as a whole and makes analytical decisions based on how things are, so when people are chosen consciously, like having to be like a conscious person, you know these things happen, I guess. So I was like, I started to step into this newer realm. I was like, this is interesting. Like, all right, and it was like it was like my body and soul was floating forward. I wasn't really like I was walking. So it was like I was just floating forward towards a chair, like, and there was a being in the chair, and the only way I could describe the being in the chair was that it was like some deity or avatar, and I don't know if it was good or bad, but it was blue, and it looked almost like it was Hindu, but like now thinking about their perspective, they're only like the Hindus are only describing what they know from a human stance. So
Yeah.
what I know from human stance, I can't really make a judgment. It's like it's a blue avatar, blue deity looking god. It's something similar to that. I don't know. I really don't know how else to describe it. Like I can't put a name on it. And it started talking to me. Like in the back of it were like all these high gold like furnishings and something that was almost out of art or a movie. And it started talking to me, and I I didn't really say anything because I knew I wasn't and I was not in the position to speak freely. Like I'm not just gonna just over talk something that has the control or awareness of my consciousness. So like it started saying you have you can be you can take your friends and your life to two planes in like it like two different ways. You can get everything you want and suffer and like have it instantly, or you can like wait a long time and actually make things right in the world and like help reality and help your friends. And it was like it was the most profound thing because it actually like showed me like deeper peace and deeper love. Um, like because it was either way, it was like, yo, you're still gonna get like whatever you're doing. Like it was trying to tell me whatever you're doing, there's two different ways to do it. You know, but you're on
Yeah.
the right side. Like these things, I don't know, man. Like it's probably the vortex that I'm sitting on, but like these things are trying to contact me. So that was in meditation. Now there was I believe I talked to you guys about this or Paranormal Chop Shop or Chad Smith Garage like a couple months ago,
One
6
of
months
them
ago.
boys, paranormal
Yeah, I
chop
think it
chop,
was one of you
Chad
guys.
Smith, baby.
I was
Subscribe.
I was talking with you guys 6 months ago, right? I think we also had me on, and I had mentioned this exact event. So I was in my backyard, and there was a white robe shaman, right? And he was just trying to. He literally said, how I can help my family. He's like, yo, do you want to help your family? Do you like it? It's like it put me in this meditational state, right? I was in my backyard. This white robe shadow started, like man started coming out of like the ground like mist, and it
It
was
was a
like at
white robe shadow.
yeah, so it was like it was like a 7 foot man with a robe, and he was all white, like an apparition, like a ghost, right? And he was coming out of the ground. I was like, all right, this is interesting. Like it was 7 p.m. and the sun was kind of coming down at an angle, so it wasn't completely dark and it wasn't completely light. And he's like, yo, do you want to help your family? Like, cause like it was I don't know how else to describe it. It was literally like you can save your family, and it showed me, or you cannot save your family. I was like, what? And this was
It's a pretty
before
easy choice
Which
to
coronavirus.
one are
make,
you gonna
right?
Bro.
choose? Are you
This
a
was
dick
before
or are
coronavirus.
you? Yeah.
This was like a couple months before coronavirus, right? And I didn't know what to take of it, but I was like mentally, I was like, dude, of course I'm gonna help my family. I'm gonna do everything I can to save my family. I didn't know what was coming. A couple months later, when I was in the shower, I started getting these higher realm thoughts. Like I started thinking, and I started getting a message. I started getting a clairvoyant message straight to my brain saying, China is gonna poison your waters. And 3 months later, coronavirus happened.
Damn.
Dude. It sounds like
Some foresight.
dude. Hey, I just gotta be honest here. I got a text from my wife, and I've got to go here soon, boys. But here I want to leave the conversation because I got to go here in a second, boys. But Daniel, dude, it seems like you were connected to some energy, some vibrations for a long time, and the fact that you're able to I mean, how old are you? Like 20,
I'm
25?
I'm about to be 29 here in about 36 hours, brothers.
Jesus,
Nice,
hey,
dude.
dude, cheers, bro.
Hell yeah.
Cheers to your health, dude.
Damn it, I spilled my wine earlier, so all I got is this Dr. Pepper and water, but I'll cheers you, Dr. Pepper.
But the reason I brought that up is because, I think a lot of people can get lost in the sauce, if you know what I mean. And it seems like you're doing pretty well. You got a good head on your shoulders, and you're able to, approach things with discernment and check with your friends and your family. Those are the key points where, like, hey, those mean, those matter. Those matter. Those things matter to you, like friends, family, keeping those close, and those listening that are going through a journey of for themselves. I think can learn something from you, and that is, from your character, it seems like you're very close with your friends and your family, and just checking with them, and also, like, dude, I've been there too, man. It's like, dude, it's pretty easy to get stuck in this vortex of like, oh my god, I'm figuring some shit out, and then I'll tell my wife something, and she's like, that's awesome, but what if it was this, right? Like, it's always good to have somebody to bounce some ideas off of. So that's kind of all I wanted to say. Is I applaud you for your level headedness.
Heck yeah.
I appreciate
Heck yeah.
it. Honestly, yeah, in this world, it's the people who see these type of things. It's not always fun and games, and it's not always enlightenment, and being able to talk about these things with a sense of enlightenment with people like you guys who also see a sense of enlightenment and these type of occurrences where we can pull ourselves back and be rational, and be calm and collected about it, and try to understand this. It's very chivalrous to the rest of the world. Like, people like us are needed. like there's if people like us aren't around, then everybody will be stomped on. There has to be guardians to the jungle. And whether or not like the human race is the leader of the jungle, like there still has to be guardians, and it seems like we're the guardians. Like, that was also something Sherry Ardiano had said too. Like okay, she had said
Give
that
me
I was a gate.
chills.
She said that she said that I was a gatekeeper for the other realm, meaning that like so yeah. I've had a lot of friends that I've dealt with who died. Like I had like contact or messages about before that they died, and so like I kind of see where she means where I'm a gatekeeper, where like I'm like one of the people who helps get people to the other side.
Yeah,
Peaceful.
I can see that. A guide. You're a guide. I mean, dude, you've opened up a lot of interesting ideas for me too. Just like stuff that you send me all the time. And Joe, I know we talked about that too. That's why we were so stoked to have you on tonight, man. And it's we need to have you on the show more often, dude. Like, because
Yeah, man.
you always got something new to talk about and something you're working on. So hey man,
Heck yeah.
dude,
No,
thank
I'd
you
love
so
to
much
join
for
you guys
joining
more.
tonight,
So I
brother.
just started live streaming more and more like recently, because like I tried live streaming about 6 months ago, 3 months ago, but like I was feeling anxiety, I wasn't feeling my body in tune, so I had to go ahead and make some adjustments with my
Yeah.
environment and my own physiology, and so now I'm a bit more in tune, and I can go ahead and be on these streams more comfortably, and so I'm down like whenever, and I'm whenever you guys hop on, like, and get the after party, or you guys just need someone to kick it with, yeah, man, dude, I'd love to go ahead and share my knowledge and collectively, you know help us all grow.
Yeah.
Dude, heck yeah.
That's what
Heck
it's all
yeah.
about. Well, hey, we put some links in the description of the YouTube video, but if people are just listening to us via podcast, tell people where they can find out a little bit more about you and watch some of your videos or listen to some more of your ideas and thoughts.
Right on. Hey, man, I appreciate all of you guys out there listening. It's been a blast, and UFO Garage is the place to be. For me, you can go ahead and find me at 509 Divine Pines on YouTube. Instagram, 509 Divine Pines. I got two accounts. I got a cannabis podcast account with 509 Divine Pines podcast as the name. And for the rest of my links, you can go ahead and hit up Linktree/509 Divine Pines for every one of my links and donations. And I will have a website soon, so be on the lookout for that. That's in the works. And hey, man, I appreciate all of it. All of you guys, man.
Cheers again, brother. Woo!
Heck yeah, man. Good talking to you tonight, man.
Joe with his water.
You guys have a good night. God
Yes,
bless.
sir. You too, man. You too,
Hey,
brother.
you too, brother. Thanks, man. So stoked we got to have you on, man. Oh
Yeah,
man, it's been
yeah.
so we've known him for what, like a year
Oh,
and
yeah.
a half, maybe
Yeah,
almost
he's
2
been
years,
around
dude.
for a long time. Yeah. Pretty close
That's
from the beginning, dude.
yeah.
Pretty close.
It's crazy that we haven't had him on yet, but I feel like it was probably the perfect timing, like
It was, dude. It was.
because
Heck yeah.
like 8 months ago, I would have probably, and I didn't know him enough about reptilians, to
Right?
right, like
Yes, man.
'cause
Yes.
there's so many different ways we could take the conversation. I mean, what if you guys have been with us tonight? I mean, it was like 2 hours and 17 minutes. Like we scratched the surface of the stuff that 509 Divine Pines has to say. He's got a lot of awesome stuff that we could talk about in the future. So
Heck yeah. Well, we'll have him back on again.
hell yeah,
But
dude. Hell yeah.
hey, man,
Hey, I'll see you Saturday, dude.
I'll see you Saturday, dude.
Do you
Yes.
want to do like a live thing? Do you want to like?
We said we were gonna do a live thing last Tuesday, and we didn't do no live thing. So I don't know if the live thing is gonna work out on Saturday.
I just never felt like it was the right moment to do it. It feels so forced. I never wanted to feel forced. You know what I mean? I'm just not that guy that's like, hey, everybody, fucking, hey, like, look at me, John.
We'll see.
I'm like,
We'll see how we'll see what the chaos level is like at the time.
it's gonna be, dude. It's gonna be like 30. It's like 30 people coming this weekend. We invited too many people. Also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a slip and slide.
So you may have to just escape and go live for a little bit, right?
I'm down. I'm down, dude. I'll keep this setup that I have here.
Yes.
The chill
yes.
setup. Except there's one chair, so you're gonna have to sit my lap.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. Awesome. Yeah.
Dude. Also, brisket. Did you eat the rest that I gave you?
Yeah, like
From
when
this
I got
past
home.
weekend?
I just ate the rest of it when I got home.
Dude, I was so to ask Jess. I've been so nervous about it because, like, you know what good brisket tastes like.
Oh yeah, no, it was delicious.
It's the first time I've ever cooked a brisket on that pellet grill, man. I was like fucking nervous. I was like, I'm gonna ruin this shit. I think it came out. I think it came out good.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was your first time on that pit. I mean, once you figure out, you know, the best settings for you, then you know you'll eventually perfect it. I mean, you're using a pellet grill, so it shouldn't be too hard, right?
Yeah, there's not that much to it. Instead of pecan, I think I'm gonna try something else.
Yeah,
for this weekend's brisket. But I think the main difference is I usually smoke briskets with a side offset grill shirtless. So what I'm going to do is, since it's not an offset grill, I need to pop that top.
Just take your shirt off.
Yeah.
And that'll make it 100%.
Yep. So we'll see.
That's what's up. Brother. Well, dude, yeah, I'm going to go eat some food.
Hell yeah.
And go Mimi's, bro.
Okay, go Mimi's, Doug.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
It's right next to you now, you know?
Yeah.
It should be easier. Hey, you know what happened? This was another episode of UFO Garage. Woo! Yeah. Hey, we'll see y'all next week. Tuesday. And we're going to talk about night sky on Tuesday.
Oh my God!
And
you
how
promise you're gonna watch the rest of it?
I promise. I got 2 left.
If y'all haven't watched Night Sky on Amazon Prime, you need to watch the damn show so you can be caught up by Tuesday.
Because we are gonna spoil alert.
We're gonna spoil the shit out of that show,
or just make you really interested. So hell yeah. It's going to be dope. All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see y'all next week. Benjamin, I shall see you Saturday, my friend.
Joseph, I'll see you Saturday, my friend.
Adios, man.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
UFO Garage.